Hey there, Leo. This is Joy with Joy of the World here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, be sure you click that subscribe button and ring the bell out beside it. They will notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, be sure to give us that big thumbs up, like, and share. Also, to those of you who've given donations into the channel, a big heartfelt thank you. We have 4 new decks coming in from Scotland, hopefully for next week's videos, but if not, they will be soon to follow. So this is a new intro because I had begun and my phone went zip again. That has happened twice today. So we're gonna pick up right there. I was just at the beginning and you had asked for some T cards to come in. So we have the finger, January. That's nasty, isn't it? Look at that. And the elephant. So basically what you're letting me know, it says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Of course, January, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Elephants have giftings that nothing else does, so that's letting me know you have giftings that you need to employ, okay? That you need to employ for this so that you don't get left out, caught in a lie, dead cold in January. Your lie, somebody else's lie, it does not even matter. But that Uranus retrograde energy is whipping about this week. It is that harsh dog leg that I was talking about. I didn't know what I was talking about when I'm talking about that kickback, that cutback, that quick return. It is that energy coming. And it's a great time to review. It's a time to not, to get away from vacillation, to get away from hemming and hawing, topsy-turvy, that type of thing. But it was quite intense, the like, that got me, that just laid me out for like 15 minutes because I literally was such a high vibration that I thought I was going to pass out. I don't know how else to say it. So I had to jot down the notes of my meditation right before I turned the camera on. So you were saying you have lots of ideas of what you want to do, but how to go about it. Also, you want help getting past hardship and resistance to enter the magic channel. All right. And now the magic that you're talking about is like, you're like straight up legit. You want to know how to change things, kind of some miracle power. Let me get my microphone in, guys. Kind of a bit of miracle power type energy. And I was like, well, whatever. This is your show. This is your shot. I have a few cards out. So let's go ahead and we're going to get a rune card on that. Okay, friends? Let's see what we've got going on here for Leo about that magic that you're wanting to bring in. And it's great because if that helps you avoid hardship. All right. What's your magic? Your magic, this elephant power, is what? The way. I am. Great power. That's funny. Retreat, regeneration, and let the sun shine in. You want wholeness. That would be true. I mean, if you have wholeness and you're all together, then you know who you are, what assets you have, and you employ them on your own behalf. You implore them, you call them out, you bring them forth, you utilize them, you dance in them, you dream of them, you dress them up, not to be what they aren't, but to fully be present in what you are. You allow the energies to inundate you and move through you and to begin to play your soul song, dance to the rhythm of your drum, baby. Okay, Leo. Okay, I feel you trying to turn the salsa on. Everybody's been a little saucy today, which I don't mind. I mean, put a little electric slide on that or whatever. So I need to go ahead and shuffle the last channel of cards. I have 2 already out. Now today my Mary L. Tarot is serving as like more of an oracle, kind of a divining rod down the center. So yes, I need one more. And then I've got one that I don't remember the name, but I love them on one side. Okay. Interesting. So that's wild. Okay. My nose is on fire now because this was coming out in the splits. And 2 just jumped out then and fully attacked your Ace of Wands. So let's just start here. Let's start where we're at. Let's take a look at this, at what this is going on. But it's coming in alongside. This is the magic channel that you're wanting to enter. It is the 2 of Wands. But it's this ancient weaving, this like, you know, a lot of times we think of a bridge as something that we walk over, like this magic bridge that goes between the worlds, kind of like in ancient Norse mythology, that type of thing, or the rainbow bridge. You've heard that kind of stuff mentioned. Well, here the bridge is the arch up above you, the arcing, the weaving together of these trees that are adorned with the stars. More than leaves, it's stars, and that's that magic power, that miracle power that you're talking about. How do we bring that in? How do we talk to the trees? How do we get the wisdom that is in us to open up? Okay? Well, that's where this Ace of Wands is coming in. Look at that. More than a lotus, this is a water lily. It's got Lorelei energy going on in it. Of this synergy, kind of like the Little Mermaid. Having 2 essences in yourself and choosing one. Choosing one, it's like you're going, I want to merge them. How do I merge them? What's the magic? How do I merge them? And I would say in this, the magic is peace. Peace gives you the power to speak to the trees, to stand in what would seem like a dichotomy, what would seem at odds with yourself. Like my 2 most predominant and touching signs are Sagittarius and Capricorn, and they could not be any more different. And they could seem to be at odds. But if I allow them, like the elephant, to each give their contribution of what their divinity is, of what is their asset, what is their benefit, and leverage that together, you see, it's almost like stitching it together, weaving it together, knitting together this heaven with this earth, with the element of the water and the uprising energy of the earth. All those powers, it'll shed light on it. So I want to get another card in a second, but the first card that forced its way to shed light is what was showing up in the shuffle, and that's 21, the World. She holds a secret for you. She's got her eyes on you, and she's whispering with her look, let me tell you something. But you know what? She's not saying that. I would say ask. Ask the world. Okay? In that private meditation time, you could ask friends and be like, hey, what do you find unique about me? What do you find that I could work on? What is, what are my assets? That type of thing. You could do that. But you could also take time to ask yourself, because sometimes we're quick to ask others thinking we'll get a more profound and revelatory explanation because somebody else's perspective, when we haven't necessarily gotten a new perspective of our own. We've been in these defined, hemmed-in limitations of our quick associations of, oh, I'm like this, I'm like that. Here's where I'm weak. Here's what I'm working on. Here's where I've got self-control. That type of thing, and not putting like that new breath, that new wind, that new mindset through all of yourself, all of your energy, all of your chakras, and being reinvented. Like the caterpillar. The caterpillar goes in as one energy and comes out totally as another. Okay? So it's a synergizing of those energies, merging and becoming one. Becoming one. Okay. So tell us about this for Leo. The becoming one. Seeds of tomorrow here today. Look at yourself from the outside in and from the inside out. What are some of your greatest contributions? Not those most applauded or most revered or the highest accolades or that sort of thing. The things that you felt successful at, that you're like, it hit a soft spot, a sweet spot with you, like, yeah, very satisfying, that type of energy. So that's that's the outside perspective. But for the inside perspective, let's get another card. Let's get an inside perspective for Leo here. Hang on. Creative concepts, your creativity, your innovation. It's like that solarness, the ideas that you have, the aha moments, sometimes you find yourself at the forefront, you don't even know why, and you're just given the microphone, so you begin to speak and you just start a flow and you go with it. It's that presence, that awareness, that happenstance. But to have that happenstance, you have to avail yourself to that energy. So you're availing yourself to this world energy more often than you know. Step in, not back, Leo. All right. So over here, when I was just trying to clear the deck, these came out. And they're kind of wanting to chime in on this world energy. And there goes my nose again, so we're right on it. We've got 38, healed ouch. So there was a bit of drawing back, almost like a clip on the chin. Do you know what I mean? Like a blindsided punch, a jab. There we go. But leave it to this little masked wonder here to come in and to mend your curiosity. Your weary head. Now she holds a carnation, but she's almost coming in like like Tinker Toys, like an elfin type spirit, very Santa Claus, Christmassy, fantasy land, that type of dreams come true. Wishes, that type of thing. Is like, where do I go to get my wish granted? This miracle power, the thing that I've been hoping and longing for. You keep reiterating and pointing, go back to wholeness. So the wholeness, the healing of the wound, the restoring yourself, the availing yourself to this pink energy, to that cosmic energy of like the inner child, the one who just shows up with this creativity, this willingness to like Roald Dahl, or to Alice in Wonderland, to Willy Wonka, to Wizard of Oz, to Monsters Inc., to Pixar, to Disneyland, all that energy. Step in. And you know what? It might have been a jab on your chin, but in order to hit the ball in baseball, you got to draw back before you launch it forward, before you lay it level and you crank that baby out of here. When you see it coming, when you see that opportunity coming, man, you just go straight for it. Level that thing out and shoot for the moon. Okay, Leo? And what does that bring? This is how, okay, so it like launches yourself. You're like the ball, like the star. Look, and here you are just, wow, you're being launched out into space, into our atmosphere where all can see and observe. That is hilarious. It's 33. It's like the Pinnacle Master number. It's taken a while to get here. That's a bit of the challenge for it, is like, is it ever going to happen? And there's that butterfly energy coming in to kiss you, to meet you, to greet you, to thank you and receive you. You got stardust trailing out behind you and you barely have your skirt left on, guy or girl, whatever, your outfit. It's just the remnants coming along. But you fully let down your glory and expanded it out to be like this rip-roaring experience. It's not just like, if there's an actor, it's not just about being able to read the lines and memorize them perfectly. It's being able to put yourself into the role, allowing the energy and the expression to move through you to connect and communicate to your audience. Leo, take note of that, okay? So on the other shoulder of this Two of Wands, of this magical world that you're weaving together, is an overarching bridge. Let's see. We have the Queen of Wands. Look at you. You command your mind, your authority, your thoughts, your idea. And know that you're a big star. Know that you're that big star. It's in your bloodline. It was handed down to you, okay? Now, whether the one that handed it down actually lived it or fleshed it out at all, it might be the most unseemingly unlikely source through which it came. But that's where this creative conundrum came in. Kind of that limitation, kind of that, this junk, right? The lying to yourself of like, that's the problem of holding back when it's innate in you to shine and move forward, to be the star, to really step out, because we have the Hermit coming in up here. And what is glowing is your outsides, your beauty, your external appearance. It's very attractive to people. And whether you know why or not, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. It's something about your radiance and like this this animation that you have, like, I mean, when you so fly that it's sizzling your outfit off because you soar into the sky because you so jumped at that opportunity that it leveled it and it kicked it out beyond the sky into the atmosphere as a home run. Straight up Babe Ruth, that baby. Reggie Jackson, that stuff. I'm telling you. So that's what you've got going on here. And it's more than just pearls of wisdom. It is like this layering effect of your heart, your passion. Even when you got knocked down a bit and you thought, oh my God, what was I thinking? What am I doing? Those were those half-hearted efforts that is the undermining that would do you in and take you out this time, like would cause you to give up. Hey, friend, we love you here at Joy of the World. We love your bright, fantastic self. We love your outfit half sizzling off because you're so fine. Step in with that energy. Our world loves it, lives for it, needs it. Your heart beating and your lungs breathe life. It resuscitates our world, and it adds that magic, that sparkle, that, like, because it communicates in that manner, it transcends preconceived notions. It's like the Pixar, like the Walt Disney movies, just like the Willy Wonka, the Wizard of Oz, because it's so foreign and it brings in such imaginative delights, it bypasses our blocking mechanism. All right. So coming in the center above the Two of Wands, we've got this one. We've got this baby coming in, okay, to kiss our earth. Look at that. Ace of Discs. To me, the Ace are the trump cards. They're not the one. They're not the beginning. They are the pinnacle. They are the zenith. They are the star on top of the tree, okay? They're the lights on the rooftop, right? They're the view from the summit. So what view do you have? Okay, so they want you to know all this time. Remember the 33, the master number. It may have taken a while to get here. It's because you are moving through this labyrinth of the heart, uniting with your passion, uniting with your will, and creating this, like you're saying, fecundant, abundant, verdant. That's a lot of going on there, but it's been weaving the magic of the ages. It's kind of like your superpower, the weaving of the stories. What is that about? I love it. It's like the abalone show. It's the ringing of the bell. It's kind of like you're saying, these breaths are for more than just feeding life. They're for you're saying, reaffirmation of who I am, of my power, of my strength, of my belief. And it goes into this like Fibonacci sequence going on here. And what's wild, your feathers are made of fur. You talk about creative concepts. You talk about otherworldly, like where we start talking about centaurs and fawns and trees being warriors and that type of thing. I'm speechless. You're bringing in the verve. If this was Sesame Street, verve would be the word for the week, and you are initiating it here. You've given yourself completely to it. Now you need things that have been in the way, blocking you and impeding you from getting through to move on, to be set aside for a little time so that you could go out and tend to your harvest, okay? So, it's kind of like, to me, when I head out to the beach, as soon as I get to the sand, I go ahead and take my flip-flops off. They're fine for getting me there, just a little covering so I can slip them right off my feet when I get there. But when I try and walk through the sand, it takes way more effort, and it's kicking sand up on me the whole time. So you're kind of saying, do away with those superfluous things that get in the way while I go and I tend to my harvest. I have some wheat to harvest, some seed and some bread to bring in, both the practical and the now, these moments that you're embracing, which is why you're really kind of in talking about that magic. You were screaming to Leo season, to the sun, to the harvest time, bringing it in now, because the harvest should already be beginning on many circuits for you, okay? But you're also wanting to know how to sow to your future, and that's where that Fibonacci, I love it because it's coming in above and below, all right? Your power of the mind and of your treasury and of your base chakra, heaven and earth, divining them together to give you the 4 elements, balanced perspective, balanced energy. I love it because it's almost that your chest, instead of being just a shield of strength, is an emblem of strength, an emblem. I love that. Okay, so on one shoulder we have the Spirit of Cups. Look at this. Awaken, O dreamer. You're like the yolk in the egg. It's time for you to hatch out and to let your wings expand and your lungs to explore this breath of this planet that we have, more than just in the dark and in the depths of your mind, but to be able to step out. Remember the verve, the verdant, the abundant, out into this real realm, not just like sequestered away inside the labyrinth because you can't see inside there. So much is blocked, not even just where you're going, but from others. You know, everybody's in their own experience, but you're wanting to come into an experience, a union experience, which is interesting. We'll need to find out who this Knight of Pentacles is wanting to unionize with. They call it unionize because it's been showing up about the halves of the mind becoming whole-minded, so that you don't have to argue with yourself or play devil's advocate or undermine yourself, fear, worry, wonder, those type of things, okay? So let's get a little peek at who's coming in. There's someone over here that just is really grabbing my attention. You're talking about your own reflection. And I love it because you're saying eye for eye, tooth for tooth, but not like revenge. It's to see yourself perfectly. I love it. Wholeness as you are in the mirror, the way that I am. To, like, when you look in the mirror, to behold yourself, to be able to see clearly, like, the beauty, the radiance, this upcoming magnificence that others see, and to embrace it, to let it fill your lungs. That's what you were talking about over here. Let that life fill your lungs. Let your awesomeness fill your lungs. Let life fill your lungs, and that's how you get the abundant, the verdant, okay? That type of, the verve. Verve's the word, and this is what is wanting to kiss it, okay? The King of Cups. Look at you rising up from the depths, rising up in your beauty and your abundance and your resilience, your knowingness. Your knowingness, you know you were born for this. Let's leave it with that. All right? And you're going to see it, you're going to know it, you're going to live it, you're going to experience it. I love that. I love that. And right here it's going, wow, look at you sailing in. You're like in Leo season, please. Well, look at this rushing in. I know it's called the Five of Wands, but it's really about, as far as it is up to you in your power, yes, this is like a 10. This is like an accomplishment, like an agreement, all right? So in the center now, we have the Knight of Swords. Look at that. The first time it's come out in one of these reads. Look at you. Now, this is nothing blocking you. This is almost like you setting up your entry, like you deciding to make your entrance. Okay. Just like Lady Liberty sits at the entrance. And you're like, what? I don't know if I'm ready for that. That's interesting that all of a sudden you converted. But that's just a mask. That is just a mask. Remember, that's this old energy. We're just tossing that right on out. Remember, if tried to fall over here by reflections, let's see your true self. We're going to take that mask off. We're going to let you see yourself for who you really are, right? This commanding presence, it's not fierce, but noble. It's noble, and it's devoted, and it's intelligent, and it's heartfelt. It has an amazing heart. And look, that's very much what you're honing in on and pointing to here. But look at your strength, your ability. You're prepared and you're ready for this. You've chosen this. Life not only chose you, but you chose life back. Let that show. Take this off. Okay? Take it off and blaze right on in. Your spirit guides are leading you because they know what you've called for, what you've invited in, what you've asked, and they're right on board, right on page, and they're getting you caught up. Now, your power chakra had been a little bit drained, but I already saw that in that meditation where I was kind of laid flat. Remember, I was like, what is going on? What do we have happening here? And it said it's revitalizing. It was almost anemic, like losing the iron, losing that bit of strength, but you're prepared, trained, and ready. And now your treasury is being restored, that earth connection, the stability on your feet so that you can fly. You be stable. Let your spirit guide store you in there, okay? Now with that, we have the Ten of Swords showing up. And this is turning like a clock. It's showing me where there was that destiny is at a set time. Well, this is where... Sorry, my elbows are sticking. This is where trusting your spirit guides, where you're confirmed in knowing it. Let your spirit guides do the travel to catch you up because they already know that you've agreed and you're fully on board. And they'll make up the time and they'll get you in sync with the clock, with the cycles of what is going on to be ready for, remember, the harvest. This is more of that Fibonacci. This is more of that power going on above and below, that you have decided now that you know you want to go, and that's your spirit guides taking you in, okay? And this will be the revitalization of both your power chakra and your sacral chakra, okay, your base, all right? And heaven is like, Hua! Heaven is singing. And that's when the whole earth will begin to chime in too. The earth will be joining in. They're like, here comes the star. You know, you're like, well, just a humble little hermit. It's taken me a while to get there, but no, really it isn't. You have this sort of help. Remember? It said just be grounded knowing your connection, and they'll get you there. It may look like you've got a long ways to go, but you'll arrive right on time. Okay? Right on time. And then that brings in this other card that was at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. What's wild is it kept showing up in the splits. And this is when you're like, I want to do real magic. I want to be the miracle maker, that type of thing. Kind of the dreamer of the dreams, right? And that's what this cosmic seed is. And it's coming from inside of you. It's almost like a peach pit. You're like, I want life to be rich and juicy. Thus, the restoration. The refilling of your strength in these lower chakras, the gold, the illumination, taking the mask off so that your treasury, that's what you're talking about here in this harvest, so that your treasury becomes restored, all right? And you just had to have your wings removed for a little while, just for a little while, so that you could get this harvest in, and then you're being restored. That's why they had to lend you their wings, because you had to shed them in order to get that harvest, this seed to the sower and bread to the eater for this new generation, this verve to come in, this life force entering your lungs, that they volunteered their wings to get you there, okay? To get you caught up, to get you to the show in time. Well, if that ain't magic, I don't know what is, Leo. So let's get a little look of what we got for Leo here. They've done it twice, so we're just going to go ahead with it. Storm warning, 10. It's a perfect 10. Look at that energy. They're saying don't even be moved by it, because this is almost heaven and earth being moved to get you there, to restore your energy, to fill this up. One thing I love about gardening is, so a lot of times they put 10 pie plates and tie them on a string around the periphery of the garden, because when electrical storms come in, when producing lightning, that it charges it, and it literally hones it into the central part of the garden, and the garden will green up before your very eyes. So when the sun comes out, you're like, I wish I had taken pictures. People would not believe me that that really happened, but it did. It fixes nitrogen into the plants from the energy going on in the air around you, and they're charging up the air around you. But it is ripe for the picking. Get this mask off. Don't be fooled. This is just like a vacuum. It's just sucking the junk out from under the rug. It's sucking that mask off of you. Why? So that you can see clearly, truly who you are and ignite this cosmic flame. Remember that very Leo energy. Remember this? Like there's a wah coming in. Now can you see what they're really talking about? This is your spirit guides' energy, their answer to this, okay? So don't be fooled. What they have said is they're circling that perfect 10. Remember, you're going to be right on time. You're going to be right on time, love. Hey, I like this for you, Leo. It's super exciting. Like my heart is got like a charge going on all around it just at the thought and idea. You know what? Share in the comments with me. I'd love to hear about it all. Checking in with you, find out what's going on. But until next time, this is Joy saying